it's auto-saving now. Because what happened earlier, my thing crashed and I lost up to halfway through the... Oh, hang on, hold on. Indeed, naught is more repulsive than these monsters that defy nature. Blah, blah, blah. It's nothing to do with the story. Anyway, so yeah, I had to get back up to where I was halfway through and redo it all. Unscrupulous scoundrels. Ooh. But anyway, I think we are about to start the story proper now. "6 years have passed since that memorable day when northern kingdoms, their forces united, defeated the hosts of Nilfgaard in open battle at Brenna. Famine and disease reign in all of the north. Elves, dwarfs inhabit ghettos. In ever-increasing numbers, they flee to the forests to join the Squirtel units. In Temeria, an unidentified assassin attempts to murder King Foltest. The killer dies at the hands of Geralt of Rivia, a professional monster slayer. A month passes. On the banks of Pontar River, Foltest's army is victorious once more, ending civil strife in the country, yet the price of this triumph proves immense. Temeria, the year is 1271. This is not me. Gosh, look at his scars. Oh, that doesn't look good.
Come on, Sixes, Daddy needs you.
The dungeons.
Oh shit!
It's gone. But dungeons anyway.
Ha! 20 or a Grandad. Looky there, he's awake. You daft! Don't go in there! Shut it, he's in chains, can't do a thing. Am I right, Master Geralt? Roll again! Why? The dice didn't roll! Calling me a cheat? Take it back. Look, he's awake again. Monster Slayer, my ass. A regular person. I heard roadside mages who experiment on him. Folks say they plough witches come the equinox. That's how they get those spooky...
It's not really... I don't know what's going on with this...
Enough!
Sound.
Take him down and put him in the interrogation room. I thought you died. Not so easy to kill.
Why? He's a big boy, wasn't he?
I don't believe we've been introduced. Vernon Roach.
funny.
Fuck you.
Okay, that wasn't what I said.
And after we've been through so much.
Same side of the barricade then. Opposite sides of the table now.
You can change that.
You want me to sit on your lap?
Vance! Unshackle him.
I thought he was like,
You will tell me
in with the
everything
king,
you remember.
but-
The entire assault. And all that happened in the solar.
And if I refuse?
I shall have to beat you. I've commanded the Special Forces for a while. Got good at beating others. You're a witcher. You'd endure much.
You better believe it.
Worst case scenario, you'll suffer through it, go back to your cell, and tomorrow, they'll publicly gut you, skin you, and hang you.
Just like that. For nothing.
Nice.
No, for Temeria.
Downright praiseworthy. Where should I start?
It was a long day. I wish to hear the important bits.
Okay, so we've got that morning the king summoned me, the assault, while we split up at the monastery. I think we'll start here.
Just
I
so
don't
we're
know if
clear
it's
on
the right
this,
thing.
I was not eager to go into battle. But Foltest is not someone you refuse.
So what, are we going to go back in time now? The day of the assault, dawn. Oh, hello, I didn't notice her there. All naked and peachy.
Witcher! Are you up? His Majesty, King of Temeria, Pontar, Mahakam, and Sodden, Senior Protector of Bruges, summons Master Geralt to appear before him.
Tell him I'll be there shortly.
Sorry to intrude like this, milady, but the King...
We heard you.
A pleasant day to you, milady. Witcher.
Look at him. Dirty little pervert.
Stupid war. Could have been such a beautiful morning.
A war can never be stupid when waged by your king.
So we've got there are no wise wars, or people are dying because of a lover's spat. Ooh, let's go with this one.
A wise
Wise
war
wars.
is a contradiction, Triss.
Then maybe you
We've
know
got a new
just how I should
journal
advise
entry.
our lustful monarch.
Stop falling in love, sire no further bastards, and don't wage stupid wars.
Genius. You know, these bastards could vie for the throne in the future. Then we'd have an even more senseless conflict.
Which doesn't change the fact that
I know. Foltest and the other northern monarchs are neither the smartest nor the most refined. But they're kings, one of whom we serve.
and I'll see Foltest is summoned, protect him if need be. But once the castle falls, we leave.
Did you dream of the wild hunt again?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the name of Witcher 3, isn't it? Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I'm sure it is. So that dream Scout reported seeing dragons. Learn anything about the assassin? Well,
I get
she's
the
talking
feeling
about
that
the
dream's
dreams.
important. Running frantically through the forest, the wild hunt. They're the last things I remember. I wake up and try to relive the dream and the memory, hoping I'll find some guidance. Some clue to grab onto, something that'll help me recover my memory.
Dreams can be very powerful. Some people claim they can even shape reality.
People claim a lot of things. The problem is, it's often nonsense.
We'll know in time. I'm sure of it.
Okay, we can see.
The unlucky
I want
assassin?
to learn anything about
How
the
did the
assassin.
autopsy go?
It was a nightmare. In the months since you killed him, the king's medics poked around in his corpse like a bunch of amateurs. What arrived in that cart? Well, I wouldn't even call it a corpse.
Foltest has some trust issues. Did you learn anything?
His pupil suggested he could probably see in the dark as well as you. I couldn't put an age on him.
The killer snuck past all the guards and nearly killed Foltest and me a month ago, and now you tell me he was a witcher?
Possibly. I'm just saying what the autopsy showed. I haven't told anyone, nor do I plan to. I know what it could do to you if it got out. You might be a savior, a king's witcher now, but masters can be as fickle as the cults they ride.
Okay, we've done anything about the assassin, so let's... The scout reported seeing
One of
a
the scouts
dragon.
swears he saw a dragon down by the river. Claims he ran into a Scoia'tael unit. That would have been it if the dragon hadn't swooped down. The elves apparently bowed in prayer and he escaped.
A dragon? In the midst of civilization? Oh, please. Besides, does it matter? Witchers don't hunt dragons. Or has something changed?
Nothing's changed. And you're right. It's probably not a dragon, although it could be a forktail or a slizzard. Maybe even an overgrown wyvern.
The scout ran into some elves and scurried away. That's how that story begins and ends.
Okay, so we've done all of those, so it's time to go. And then I've got to look
Alright.
at the journal.
Time to look to the lustful king and his stupid war.
I'll join you later.
So we've got a journal entry. I'll just wait for this to go. Right. Okay, we've got some journals here. So this is... what? Are these these are quests. Okay, so the quest we're on now is King's Will. Ever since Geralt saved Foltest's life, the king had been fond of keeping his favourite witcher close by his side. Thus, when the monarch laid siege to the walled town and castle of the mutinous Baroness La Valette, Geralt found himself whiling the days away a few tents down from the king's own, in the company of Triss Merigold, a sorceress and the witcher's lover, and Foltest's royal advisor. These were pleasant moments despite the mild restlessness that plagued our hero. Finally, on the day of the assault, he was summoned before his royal majesty, and that is how his troubles began. So then we've got the dungeon of the La Valette. My story begins after the fateful events in which the witcher Geralt of Rivia, known also as the White Wolf, saved Foltest, Lord of Temeria, from an assassin. From that moment on, the monarch would not quit the witcher's company, turning him from an itinerant monster slayer into a royal bodyguard, and thus causing him to suffer increasingly. However, since it is unwise to deny a king, Geralt now found himself in the lands of La Valette, where Foltest had taken personal command of the siege of the Royals family's walled town and castle. Witches know well how fickle fortune can be, and accordingly luck had abandoned our hero within the castle walls. Due to a tragic mistake, Geralt was imprisoned in the castle dungeon, where he had to patiently recount recent events to Vernon Roche, Foltest's right-hand man. If you wish to know just how the Witcher plunged from the pinnacle of success to the depths of misfortune, listen to my tale. Okay. When Geralt thwarted the plans of the Grand Mesa of the Order of the Flaming Rose, it seemed the situation in Vizima would return to normal sooner or later. A blow came from an unexpected quarter. As the Witcher was collecting his reward from King Foltest, an assassin sneaked into the throne room of the royal palace. Foltest would have perished if not for the Witcher's presence of mind. Geralt defeated the would-be Kingslayer and thus saved the monarch's life, but the Witcher was left wondering who had sent the killer and why. Intriguingly, the assassin seemed very similar to a Witcher, so much so that he might have even been one. So I'm not sure what these quests are. Oh, tell Roach about the assault on the castle. Go to see King Foltest. And I'm assuming that we sort of are doing... We've gone back to the very beginning of the day. So that's why we're there. But I was trying to look for some of these that we haven't looked at. So we got combat. Crafting an item. So we have to find a craftsman and hire him. Activate the crafting panel, blah blah blah. Okay. So we haven't done any of this yet. So you've got to have the diagram and the components and then find someone to actually do it. Brewing mixtures. Okay, so we don't need any of this right now. We've done alchemy. We've done signs. Character development. Critical effects. Okay, so we've done all of those. So that's everything we've already looked at. Now we've got some potions and formulas here. Rook is especially popular among witches who believe killing monsters quickly is their best defense. The potion increases muscle power and thus damage dealt to foes in close combat. It has no side effects. Okay, I'm not going to read all of it. Golden Oriole, one of the best known witcher potions, increases resistance to special attacks such as poisoning, incineration, bleeding, negates the side effects of these two, blah blah blah. Cool, blah 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 blah. Increases the intensity of a witcher's signs. Falker's blood increases the maximum damage dealt by a sword. It differs from Whirl in that luck determines whether a witcher using the oil will land a hard or light blow. Brown oil. Wounds caused with a blade covered with brown oil do not heal. Cat. Use it often. See in the dark. Samum. It's a bomb. It immobilizes all creatures within range, rendering them defenseless against the witcher's blade. Swallow. Symbolizing spring and rejuvenation, Swallow lent its name to this potion that accelerates the rate at which wounds heal. So, yeah, that's a good one, isn't it? Healing. Swallow. Okay. Tutorials we've done. I was looking. Characters, that's what it was. I knew it. They popped up for something about La Valette. During my travels, I visited the dynamic abode of the La Valette family several times. Anyone who considers Vizima an impressive city is unlikely to have seen the ancestral citadel of the La Valettes. The immensity of the fortress is simply breathtaking, to the extent that calling it a mere castle is either a gross inaccuracy or a jest. Expanded over generations, the walled town boasts the greatest fortifications in Temeria and perhaps in all of the northern kingdoms. The citadel is located near the strategically important White Bridge, which connects the banks of the Pontaire. It commands the entire area, including nearby trade routes and the river crossing. No wonder then that the rebellion of the Laverts disturbed Foltest's sleep. Characters: Mary Louisa La Valette. Oh, that's what we saw. I chanced to visit the court of the La Valettes on several occasions in the past. Invariably I was greeted and received in a manner befitting my fame and talent. Baroness, who is writing this? Baroness Mary Louisa was a very comely lady, her beauty having fully blossomed. Oh yes, so she had big boobies. Her dark hair, her lips sensuous. As with many women married to markedly older men, rumours about her were plentiful. Among them, one claiming that she had had love affair with King Foltest himself, and that the monarch had fathered her younger children. Oh, you naughty little thing. Okay, Triss Merigold. I've known the sorceress Triss Merigold for a long time, for she is one of Geralt's closest friends. The young, pretty, talented, auburn-haired mage from Maribor hardly reminded me of the giggling flapper of years past. Her knowledge, abilities, and loyalty had brought her far. A hero from Sodden, known as the 14th of the Hill, for she was mistakenly counted as the 14th mage to die in battle. She sat on the royal council of King Foltest of Temeria, and though they say that a monarch's favour is uncertain, for the king had once expelled all mages from Temeria, Triss had managed to gain the Foltest's trust. As regards the Witcher, everyone who witnessed to Triss's friendship with Geralt, anyone who saw them together, would easily confirm that these two had much in common, and it was common knowledge that an old flame never dies. Geralt. Behold our hero, subject to mutations and rigorous sword and sorcery training as a child. He has become a superhuman monster slayer. Always penniless and often disdained by those he protects, he wanders the world seeking work. Fate has little mercy for him, piling obstacles in his way, yet he trudges on. He has more scruples than a begging bum has. Fleas. Doubts haunt him even when a band of ruffians, knives drawn, approaches him on the highway. Is he a good man? I do not think so. Does he try to maintain his humanity? I believe he does. You must know that Geralt of Rivia died once already, or at least everyone thought him dead. During the massacre in Rivia, he sought to defend non-humans and fell to overwhelming odds. Placed in a boat, he floated into the mist, into the realm where he finally found peace. Not for long, because the forces to be mentioned later, Geralt returned just in time to defend the Witcher's ancient home fortress, and then embarked on a mission to recover the secret stolen from it. I've lost my place. Sorry. Along the way, he took part in the Scoia'tael uprising, shattered a powerful criminal organisation, and killed the Grand Master of the Order of the Flaming Rose, all while his fame as a lover grew. Well, that's Geralt for you. As if all this wasn't enough, he then foiled an attempted assassination on King Foltest of Temeria, and then became one of the monarch's most trusted men. Okay, I think we're there. Nothing in that one, nothing in that one. Done all those. Okay, that is it. We are all read. Okay. Oh, another journal entry. For goodness sake. People. Oh my goodness, look at all these people. Okay, King Foltest. In retrospect, His Royal Majesty King Foltest was certainly an exceptional persona when compared to the other crowned heads of the time. The King of Temeria, Prince of Sodden, Sovereign of Pontaire and Mahakam, and Senior Protector of Bruges, Angran, Rivendell, and Alander, was a firm and decisive ruler, as I suppose one should expect from someone so abundantly titled. He was the kind of man who, when hit, made a sound suggesting he was forged of seal and not moulded of bird dung. Being unmarried, he led a rather casual private life. In his youth, while still a prince, Foltest strove to demonstrate what he was capable of. He proved capable of much. The love affair he had with his own sister, yuck, by whom he fathered his eldest daughter, Ada, is wisely known, as his later affection for Baroness Mary Louisa of La Valette. Both relationships bore heavy consequences, so to speak, and in both instances Geralt found himself stuck in the middle of the resulting mess. Ooh, his sister! That's gross. Dandelion. It is always awkward to write about oneself. Okay, the author. Yet I cannot shirk this duty. In an effort to preempt any accusations of partiality, I shall set down the humblest of notes relating only the best known facts. Dandelion, in reality, the Viscount of de Lettenhove, though titles are unimportant, is a certified troubadour, lecturer at Oxenfurt University, a persona known widely among society as a charmer, poet, dandy, and unparalleled lover. Not impartial at all. Almost everyone north of Yaraguga has heard of him, and those who have not are either bores or simpletons or both, as a result of which their opinions do not matter in the slightest. Dandelion played a significant part in the most important events of the era. He loved, fought, negotiated, and acquired immense knowledge, even that of the forbidden variety. His works are testimony of the times, but it is his moving poetic tropes that have brought him true fame. The important thing in this story is that Dandelion was a friend of Geralt of Rivia, possibly his only true friend. He was Geralt's confidant, advisor, and companion in misery, for it is impossible to experience good fortune in the witch's company. What Geralt did, Dandelion faithfully recounted, and one should not give credence to those who accuse this humble chronicler of confabulating. Basically of making it up, I guess. Okay, Vernon Roche. There is a man like Vernon Roche in every monarch's retinue, brave, determined, ready to execute any command, and thoroughly hated at court. He knows his only allegiance and service to the king. That only allegiance and service to the king keeps him in his position. Roche was the leader of the Bruce Strikes, King Foltest's special forces, renowned, amongst other things, for battling the Scoia'tael and quelling many rebellious non-human community. It was under his command that the unit rose to fame. Vernon earned Foltest's favour and trust through his deeds. One word from the king and he would jump headlong into the fire, asking only how long he was to stay there and hold his ground. That's the kind of man Vernon Roche was at the time. Bussy La Valette. No more than a lad back then, Bussy already displayed the pride and obstinacy typical of La Valette's. Some, however, attributed these qualities to the fact that King Foltest was his father. Anne La Valette, the daughter of the Baroness Mary Louisa La Valette, was scant a few summers old at the time. Rumours that King Foltest was her father gave beginning to many important events. Vess. The fair-haired Vess stood apart from the rest of Vernon Roche's unit, and not only that she was the only woman in the elite formation of the hardened cutthroats and swashbucklers, her girlish face and shapely body would stand out even if the uniform did not emphasize them, for there was something in the soldier women that attracts a man's gaze, and Vess was no exception. The reader should not, however, be misled by this description. One does not earn a Blue Stripes membership with good looks, but with skill, determination, and at times ruthlessness. Anyone disregarding Vess would pay dearly for misjudging this young woman. Because of her gender, Vess would sometimes receive assignments where her beauty was more important than her combat abilities and efficiency. Roach had used Vess as his trump card more than once. Okay, I'm just checking there's nothing else now that's popped up. Don't think so. Okay. We're, I think, done for the moment. So now that's a lot of army. I don't know what that is down there in the bottomlets are, why there's an empty slot. So, is that control? No, inventory. Oh look, I've got nothing in my pockets again. So is that more... So that gives us... What? Well, we've got a leather jacket on. Oh there, look, leather jacket. So that's probably better to put that on, isn't it? And then mage's trousers. I don't know which is better, to be honest. Let's put them on. Where is it? Where's his trousers? Okay. Leather jacket we just took off, so... Enhancements. We don't need any of that right now. Traps. So can we put potions in my pocket? Okay. Okie dokie. So that now should... Yeah, look, there's the bomb in that little slot. Oh look, we've got a... Oh no. No, he doesn't look like Geralt. But is it a better armour? I think it must be resistant to poisoning and resistance to bleeding. That's got 10%. That's 14%. Resistance to bleeding, 14%. That's 10%. But it's got all these other things as well. Well, that says +2 and that's +3. Well, maybe I'll switch it back. Perhaps that's the clue. Okay, let's just... Right. Introduction. Welcome to the prologue of Witcher 2. This section of the game will introduce you to the story and the game world. and help you familiarise yourself with basic gameplay. We wish you something, but I didn't catch it. Your game progress is saved automatically from time to time. You may also manually save it by pressing F5. Pressing the wrong one. Perhaps I've done it. Oh, Witch's Medallion. Use the medallion to detect behind nearby threats. Press. Okay. Now I know we're not going the right way because we need to go where that little arrow shows us, but
they're getting what they deserve. I hate traitors.
oh look, something over there.
Word is, way up north, there's a tribe of wild men who go into battle starting to stick themselves on the walls without a bat.
Whereas you'll have your trousers protecting your jewels.
Have a bit of
And
that.
magic amulet.
Laugh all you like.
I'll wager
Come the
you'll send
assault
a
to be
lava
slipping on that
electric
shite.
I just know
Better
I'm gonna
that than on my own
die.
entrails. Oh, looky there, new boy. It's that Witcher. Geralt of Rivia ought to know about amulets.
If it goes on like this, we'll be sipping
Witcher,
wine in the
sir,
lava
I have a
chambers
question
by
for you.
Sunday.
Who's
Too
talking
true.
to me?
Overwhelming force. That's what we are.
They're getting what they deserve. I hate traitors.
Word is, way up north.
We know each other?
Don't recognise your old mates. We're the Crinfrid Reavers.
I lost my memory.
As did Boholt. After the hunt for the Golden Dragon, he took a spill and hit his head on a rock. He can still be a beast in battle, but besides that, he don't do much save eat and shit. Rarely even lusts after women.
I doubt that's amnesia.
I'm Kenneth, and this one here they call Desperate, and this is New Boy. He's apprenticing with us, like. I haven't had much luck with the monsters of late, so we enlisted. Now New Boy's gotten himself into this wager situation. Would you help us for old time's sake? I mean, we all got a little riled, but those are bygones, as I see it.
We'd have set you free. The sorceress too. Boholt was just fooling about the raping and all.
What
I
rape?
don't know what you saw.
Shut your trap, Desperate! The Witcher don't remember. Waste of words to remind him. We're old mates, that's that.
So you'd have raped this old mate?
Just the sorceress. You were there to kill the dragon,
That
the
makes it so
sorceress
much
too. The peasants
better.
wanted at it, everyone did. But there was only one prize, and we argued. There was some commotion, a regular rumble in fact. We tied you up like hogs, meaning you and the sorceress, and went after the beast. But that dragon thrashed us so hard, we spent the next half year licking our wounds. And you done freed yourselves of your bonds.
Who was the sorceress?
Raven-haired she was. Remember her name, Desperate?
Conifer or some such. So, willing to help some old friends, Witcher?
Yeah.
What kind of trouble
what's
are you
the
in
problem?
now?
It's a matter of life, death, and quite a bit of coin in point of fact. New Boy bet a night that he'll survive the assault in his shirt and knickers alone. We drunk a bit by then, I admit, but a wager's a wager. Our honour's at stake.
A soldier's honor versus a knight's. I think I get it.
The very core of the matter, Witcher. We're slated to go in the first wave, so the going's liable to be hard. New Boy's brave, but he can't survive by courage alone. In any case, we've come into this bauble that's supposed to protect him, magically like. You mind casting an expert's glance at it, seeing as sorcery and such is not strange to you?
Let me see this bauble.
Your wolf medallion, I saw it shake.
It reacts to magic.
So it's true, what the priest said. Hear that, new boy? You'll be safe. We'll fleece that night, we will.
Where did you get this talisman?
We came by it, let's say. We were on patrol, see, and ran into a couple of novice priestesses praying at this shrine. They were nice, smiling and all.
We done wanted to take them two on patrol. Ho ho ho! But
Shut it! Boholt had one of his rare moments of clairvoyance, went rummaging in the shrine and found the amulet.
who knows what goes on in that head of his? But every now and then he wakes up as good old Boholt.
Aye, he still cuts them down with a single wallop. In any case, we took the amulet and went off to find the rest of the patrol. Oh, the wonders we saw. First, ran into some squirrels, vicious ones, arrows flying everywhere, but we came through untouched. Barely 3 of the others still standing when a dragon swooped down, the elves fell to their knees, and we all legged it. The amulet's magic for certain.
Though it failed to protect the shrine from your patrolling.
Aye, true. Well, now we don't know what to think.
There's clearly magic in the trinket, but I doubt it'll deflect swords or arrows.
Shit, I knew it. I told you so, you idiot. Screw honor. Don your metal, new boy. You'll go into battle, confessional and all.
So be it. Though I'd like to have fleeced the noble. Damn shame.
If it goes on like this, we'll be sipping wine in the Lovelet's chambers by sundown.
New quest phase.
Too true. Overwhelming.
Journal. Okay. Melitili's hut? I don't know. In Foltest camp, Geralt ran into the Crimford Weavers. Having lost his memory, the Witcher no longer recalled the trouble this bunch of rogues had caused during the famous hunt for the Golden Dragon. As it turns out, Kennant, Desperate, and Boholt had recruited a new comrade. With great originality, they called him New Boy. The 4 were to join the assault on the Lavelet castle that day. The problem was that the drunken Reavers had bet one of Foltest's knights that New Boy would survive the battle while attacking solely in his trousers and shirt. A protective amulet they had plundered from the roadside shrine was to help him. Asked for his advice, Geralt expressed doubt about the amulet's protective properties and discouraged the Reavers from undertaking their daring escapade. New Boy reasonably decided to don his armour. Okay. That's what I was looking for. People. New Boy, here we go. Secondary characters. The soldier had acquired an allegedly miraculous amulet and truly believed its power would protect him from any and all harm. Recognising the pendant was useless, Geralt informed New Boy of this fact.
They're getting what they deserve.
Word is,
I
way
hate
up north.
traitors.
Okay, well, I think I want to have a look around the camp before going up to the king. Now, I did wonder if there was a map, so I don't know what to press, but I did wonder if M would do it. Clearly, it did. So we got Geralt, Tract Quest, Craftsman, Shop, and Inn. And 0. Oh, we've got a Geralt on the map. Just. But we've also got a way to zoom out. Wow. If we've got all that to examine, we've got a lot of work ahead of us. Oh, so that's Geralt there. And that's where we've got to go. Right over there. So this is Temeria, I suppose that says. Okay, well, at least we know what's what.